What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to Veve Vibes. And today is February 20th on Sunday, about 7:07 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're gonna do a quick vibe check on the market. Things are still pretty down. I remember even just last night, about 8 hours ago, I was just looking at some of the lenticular cards. There was a few people selling Donald Ducks for like 15% below floor. Like some of the Donald Ducks were about 670. There's a couple of people posting for like 600. Like basically at 600. I bought a couple of them up. I was like really doubling down, like there's no way that these can't be profitable or whatever, you know, that's still going to be the case. Then I wake up this morning, now they're at like 628. So already I can't flip them quickly for a profit. A lot of people undercutting already. The gem squeeze is just getting more intense. I think what's happening is just right now a lot of people that won stuff on drops the last few months, like anywhere between the last like 1 to 3 months, anyone that won drops are probably just selling off, preparing for MTL, all kinds of stuff. I mean, there probably could be 101 reasons why things are moving up or down right now, but that's just kind of my thought process. Is MTL just did kind of exacerbate this gem squeeze maybe a little bit longer as well. So top gainers on the hour, we actually have ultra rare Captain America. It's actually gone up about 20%. It's not the FA version, but it is animated. This is one I have recommended to people a couple times. I mean, it has had an all-time high of about basically 2 grand. Now it's it's about almost a third of the price, but it's all-time high. We can't always take that, right? But even if we take some of these candles on either side, where it's at 1700 and 1700, basically it's at 1800, 1600, 1700. So I think that's probably where it's closer to, is probably like the 1600 range. But even then, this is more than 50% off. Belina, so a little bit of the Unicorno is getting some love. Ghostbusters logo is actually up $51, so that's 14%. Dragon Girl Silver and Gold, they ultra rare, so it's FE but ultra rare. They've also updated the tags on not only Veve but also on ecomi wiki, so no longer do the Dragon Girls have FA, they're all FE because they are, I guess, things or like statues and not really people. Not entirely sure how that kind of plays out, but I guess they just don't fit under the category of modern comic books, film, shows, that kind of stuff. I guess that's kind of how they identify as FA for the most part. So we got the Gold Bunny Lucky up to 1200 right now, so that's up 14%. Serial Killers actually making a slight move. I've seen Frankenfat doing some slight moves. Maybe it's just because it's so undervalued right now. Let's actually pull up the chart really quick. And in the meantime, Harley Quinn 13's been making some moves recently too. She was actually up quite a bit when I was streaming yesterday. So let's look at Frankenfat. Yeah, I guess people just thought at 53 gems that was just way too low, and the store price for the item is 50 gems. So if you wanted to get Frankenfat on drop, it was 50 gems. So basically it was returning back to box price, which I guess kind of innately prompted people to actually buy it, because now it's back to box price. That doesn't seem to be the case with like Roots and some other NFTs that are below box price right now. But Ultraman poster number 1, the common is now up about 11%. House of Cards, Amelia Earhart is up to 2 grand right now, so that's up a bit. Saffin's Lair, so it does seem like a couple of the 007 things we looked yesterday, the glider was up a bit. Saffin's Lair poster is up a tiny bit, but I do think it's going to be very short-lived. Like I said, during this massive multi-week gem squeeze, people are going to try to find any angle to make profits. So if your NFT does pump up a bit, fully expect it to actually start getting sold off or start going down not too long after. Count Calorie is up, Year of the Rat is up 10% as well. The Just Us Black and White is up about 9%, so 15 gems. There's the glider again, 007. The static version's actually gone up. That's kind of interesting. Maybe it's because it's the cheaper version. Ghost Bear Red up a tiny bit. Death is also up 8%. So some of the serial killers are actually making some tiny moves too, probably just because they're gotten so close to box price that people are just buying them up. Might as well. Top losers is actually, wow, Common Storm is actually down 19 gems, so people are just heavily undercutting her right now. Iron Man, wow, this one kind of blew my mind. We got some golden moments up here that are actually at the top losers right now. So Iron Man down to 1900. I think last I checked there was 3 listings for 1900, which is pretty crazy to think of. So that's down 23%. Lady and the Tramp, and you got to remember too, these two newest golden moments, Lady and the Tramp and Daisy and Donald Duck, like this drop happened what, like a little over a week ago, less than a week ago. Yeah, it's been about a week since these came out, so there's still a whole lot of people that won these on drop, probably still have a chance to sell it yet, which is why I do think some of the newer golden moments are just not doing too hot right now, just because if we look at something like Donald Duck, here's the list. I mean, there's 13,000 people that won it on drop, and let's just assume even half the people sold it off. I mean, that's still the other half of the people might want to flip it. The people that did want it on drop, I mean, they only paid I believe 60 gems for it. So there's a lot of people that are probably more than happy to sell this for even just above $1,000 and just take the profit, right? Hey, I paid 60, I'm gonna get $1,000. I'm happy with that profit, especially since everything else is so heavily discounted. So that's could be what's going on, is that just because the NFT is so new, there's so many people that got it for 60 gems, that they're just selling it off right now, and they're going to just take any profit they can, especially with MTL cash out. A lot of people probably just saw Donald Duck and be like, cool, if I just sell this, I could just cash out 1,000 gems or $1,000 instantly, especially since it's at 1,300 gems, which, you know, with the 8.5% fee of selling it on the market, and then the 10% fee of like MTL and all that stuff, which will probably make you out to be about just a little over $1,100, maybe $1,000 and stuff. So I think a lot of people are now looking at these NFTs as now cash out options more than just, hey, I'm going to keep reinvesting this, or I'm going to have this as be a long-term hold. I do think this gem squeeze could go through February, but if MTL is just kind of on the tip of people's tongue, and if Veve just keeps mentioning it, I do think this gem squeeze could last for a whole nother month. Who knows? Not to spread FUD or anything like that, but anything could happen at this point, especially with MTL being so close. I do think the Q system, as well as some other things, could actually change up the market a bit and actually cause things to actually go up in price instead. But wow, Darwin Cook Batman, I remember suggesting people buy this at 200 gems. Now it's at 3/4 of the price as it was not too long ago. I still think it's a great NFT. There's some really optimistic candles around 300 and even some resistance on the way back down here, but it had an all-time high of 360. It's basically more than 50% discounted. Even if you did take the price at, like, let's say a little bit above 300 or around 300, it's basically 50% off. So those listings are super high. I did notice too on the charts is that on around like February 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, there was a lot of mass delistings, and I think that's just the bot, or whatever you want to call it, on Veve that just delists NFTs that have been on the market for longer than 30 days, but they just haven't sold. So I did notice that too, that there was a significant dip in listings sometimes over the last like 3 or 4 days. So Groot below uncommon Groot, actually below box price. That's pretty crazy to think about. Invisible Woman is heading in that direction too. So everything's just dipping very hard, and yeah, this is pretty much an all-time low for rare Invisible Woman. Pluto now getting to the point where it's not cheaper than Donald, but it's really getting down there. And again, I think just because this NFT is so new, I mean, it's about 3 weeks old, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that long. There's so many people that won this on drop for 40 gems. There's probably still a ton of people willing to not only just sell it for a profit, but also there's some people, and I've done it before too, where you just sell things just at a loss, just to get the gems in your account. I did that too when I sold my FA Joker right before the lenticular card set. I sold my FA Joker for like a 200-300 gem loss, just so I could secure 2 more of the Donald lenticular cards. I ended up flipping them and like making up the profit, or more than the loss that I had, like, you know, via profit. Mickey Sorcerer's Hat is just chilling at 2.9. So it's kind of crazy to think this first page that we're looking at, we got 4 golden moments. 2 of them are part of the original series, and 2 of them are part of the newer stuff. So we'll quickly go through the comics. We'll go ahead and look at like top gainers first. For the most part, Amazing Spider-Man #1 secret rare is actually up 3 grand from where it was at about 12 grand, so it's up 25%. So again, not sure if that's a delisting, not sure if that's an actual sale. At the end of the day, it's just hard to imagine that people are making moves on secret rares right now just because this massive gem squeeze. But then again, I mean, it was at 10K not too long ago, which was pretty much its previous low, right? It's almost returning to the prices that it was about two and a half months ago. Tales of Suspense ultra rare number 52. I believe that's, I'm trying to remember which one this is. This is the first appearance of somebody. I did like the artwork on this one. First appearance of Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow. Okay, so that's the first appearance of Black Widow. Ultra rare Daredevil #1. It's interesting how the Daredevils are making a lot of moves, because I remember actually asking some other content creators that I did want to purchase some ultra rare comics in the near future. It seems like a lot of the secret rares are just kind of like out of my price range, but I do like some of the artwork for the ultra rares, and I do think like the ultra rare is kind of a good middle ground, obviously, between rare and secret rare. But I do think there's a lot of potential for the ultra rares. They just seem to be so significantly priced less than the secret rare, depending on the comic, of course. Avengers #57 is actually up. That's the first appearance of Vision. It's actually up 14%. Incredible Hulk secret rare is up as well, up $100. That's sorry, Incredible Hulk 347. I know we got a few of those now. Avengers number 8. It's the first appearance of Kang. That is up 50 gems right now. That's the rare version. Web of Spider-Man number 32. Secret rare is up a bit. So some small movements, mostly ultra rares. It seems like have moved the most. Same thing with secret rares, which just makes sense because that typically has the biggest. The ultra rares and secret rares tend to have the biggest gap between listings. So sometimes people undercut each other by a full 5, 10, sometimes even 15% just to kind of get rid of their comic. So let's go ahead and look at top losers. Wow, Amazing Spider-Man 293 is now $10. It's actually been quite some time since we've actually seen, in my opinion, comics actually go back to single digits. So it does seem like Amazing Spider-Man 293 could be heading that direction. All new Captain America common is down as well. Seems like a lot of people are liquidating their commons as well. Incredible Hulk Future Imperfect is down to 11 gems. Iron Fist rare down to 54, so that's down 20%. So we have so far the first few comics we've had is down 28%, down 20, down 22, down 20, down 20. The Peter Parker one down 19%. Daredevil 131, the rare, is also down 19%. Uncanny X-Men, that's like the Thanksgiving, I think like edition of like the comic. 308 ultra rare is down as well. Secret rare Young Avengers number 12 is actually down. Does that have any kind of significant first appearance? I'm still trying to like learn all the comics. Hero for Hire is actually, the uncommon is actually down to 21 gems right now. So yeah, it's pretty crazy that the Uncanny X-Men right now, and again, I do think people are looking at some tier lists like VVrank.com, and there's a few other comic tier lists as well that people are selling off the lower versions on the tier list that are common as well as uncommon, just to kind of get themselves some gems for the most part. First appearance of Kate Bishop as Hawkeye. Okay, gotcha. So that was the one I was looking at earlier, Young Avengers number 12. So yeah, well, very quickly, I do want to go over the golden moments. I actually need to switch over to collectibles. And I think I need to turn off this sort. Take a quick look here in the meantime before we kind of close things out. So Lane of the Tramp is down to basically 1K. Donald Duck is down to 1340. Don't know why it's showing these guys now. These guys are not golden moments. Partner statues still chilling at 33.5 for a while. There was a couple times it actually hit 31 as well as 30K yesterday. R2D2 down to 7K. C3PO down to 3.7. Iron Man down to 19K. Avengers logo is now at basically 1.2K. Wally is still chilling around 1.1, but it could be going down to 1K as well, joining up with Lady and the Tramp. Pizza Planet Truck holding relatively strong at like 1.3. I thought this would be one of the first ones to kind of bottom out, in my personal opinion. Elsa at 2.7K. So it seems like they're kind of all holding that tie where Iron Man is about 900 gems cheaper than Elsa, and then Elsa is about 900 gems cheaper than C3PO. So it seems like those things are kind of just staying in tandem for the most part. Mickey Sorcerer's Hat is kind of the biggest disappointment. This is one of the ones, and everyone, you know, everyone has this kind of story where, you know, I bought the Sorcerer's Hat shortly after the article, then they put it up on the article for the FAFE tag thing. So it's unfortunate. I'm still bullish on just the Mickey Sorcerer's Hat, and if I just hold it long enough, it's going to be profitable. So I'm not too worried about it. Homer and Bart is up to 1.5, and then Skateboard is now at 1.1. Let's just call it 1150 for Skateboard. It's kind of hovering between 11 and 1200 right now. So yeah, even the golden moments aren't, I've said it before, that I mean, so far right now, they're the last things to kind of make some heavy movements when it comes to this gem squeeze. But this game, it seems like the gem squeeze has just lasted so long at this point that people are kind of just running out of cheaper things to maybe sell off or move. Plus the golden moments are pretty much like the newer things, especially with Donald Duck and Lady and the Tramp, that there's a lot of people that want it on drop day, more than happy to sell it off for profit, even if it's for you know, 1100 gems, 900 gems, you know, even maybe even 800 gems. If this gem squeeze gets crazy enough, maybe people are willing to sell it off. So it's definitely a buyer's market right now. It's going to be impossible to time the absolute bottom. I've told you guys that before too. So if you guys do think something is a good deal, go ahead and scoop it up. It might go even, you know, 10%, 20%, even lower than that, but at least you just kind of confirmed the sale, because all it takes is really just one tweet from Veve about some sort of announcement or something about the Veveverse or something about whatever, and then all of a sudden the market does a massive reversal, and then all of a sudden things move back up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If there's anything I forgot, let me know what you guys think about the market and kind of the gem squeeze that's going on overall right now. And then yeah, that's it. So be safe, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.